is that they hire staff. Okay, when they hire staff, they send those staff to the company. Then the company will pay them for their services, for gathering quality staff for them and sending it to them. That's what they call, they pay them service fee. And the company will also send ABC services, okay, the payment for this staff salary in terms of their month, their wages. So the ABC HR services is not only, getting money from the service fee, but also they are also making payments when it comes to wages for those companies. And don't forget that when it comes to wages and wages or salary, is going to payee. So before they even send the money to HR service, ABC HR, the company would have deducted payee from those staff. So if you have like 10 staffs, I send 10 staffs to your company. Now, each of those staff, they are paying me service fee of 1,000 naira times 10. That's 10,000 naira. That's my service fee. At the end of the month, January, you are paying each of those staff I sent to you. You are paying them 50,000. That's their salary. Now, before you pay them 50,000, you are going to deduct VAT. I mean, sorry, payee, and you pay them. So the payee on each of them is 5,000. So you are paying them 45,000. So since you are paying them 45,000, it therefore means that at the end of the month, what you send to me 45,000 for each of those staff plus my own service fee. Therefore, that 45,000, and I'm expected to pay them direct. Don't forget that when it comes to the payee, the company have already deducted payee from that 50,000. They just send me the net. So I'm expected to give them 45,000, which is their salary direct, because the company don't want to. They are like scared that maybe payee, some people will not want to deduct payee, and the company want to protect itself. That's why they deducted the payee from source, and they remitted. They just pay me the remaining balance to pay my staff. So I paid. Now, if I'm sending invoice and I'm sending the invoice of both the salary of each of those 10 staff, that's 45,000 times 10, 450,000. I lump it up with my service fee, which is 1,000 naira times 10, which is 10,000. I just say, okay, HR services, 55,000 naira. You are going to, you might be charging VAT on all the elements, both your service fee and on payee and on everything together. That's why it's good to analyze. Oh, the main item is salary for my 10 staff. Payee have been deducted. The amount is 450,000 naira. My own service fee is 10,000 naira. VAT on my service fee is 7.5 of 10,000 naira. Total take. So that you won't do, that's one way of managing service business. Okay, and that's why I said in this schedule I have January human capacity management is one item. Services are always one item. So the main line, some expenses are incurred like books, journals I bought and the likes, is 500,000 naira. My own service fee for training, for no my own service fee is, now I mean this main item is the salary or the wages of those guys that I sent to you is 500,000 naira, and those wages and salary, pay has been deducted before they give me 500,000 naira. So VAT will not come to it. VAT, you cannot charge VAT on on payroll. No, you don't charge VAT on that kind of a thing. So basically, I separated the 500,000 naira. This is what I'll pay my workers as salary, each of my workers. My service fee for carrying out HR services for this company, my service fee is 50,000 naira. Then the VAT on my service fee is 7.5 50,000 naira. Okay, and that is 3,750 naira only. Then the same thing applied to training, the same thing applied to CV upgrade, the same thing applied to sub job search. For CV upgrade, there's no main item, everything is purely service. So service fee is 23,000, apply that. For job search, everything is purely service. But for training, where you need to buy some materials and you also render a kind of facilitation, you need to separate the material cost or any other item apart from your service fee, and you apply that VAT on your service fee. Okay, especially when those other things are done by someone else, not by you. So you should not bear the burden. And so the same thing happened to commission business. If your VAT is just if it's the commission that you are earning, then you separate your commission from the total inflow so that you charge VAT on the commission that you've earned and you submit to them and they pay VAT, you remit the VAT. So the problem is most service companies that want TCC then they don't do this analysis very well, and when the tax authority do it for them, in fact, service business are the one that suffers the most when it comes to TCC. But thank God you are in this training and you've seen how to manage some of these issues so that you can properly do the recomputation and defend your client better. Okay, so thank you very much for listening to this session on VATs and VATs management. Thank you for listening. And I would like to invite my colleague, Mr. Kende Adeyemi, and is a fellow chartered accountant of the Institute of Accountant of Nigeria, and Mr. Adeyemi Kende is an erudite tax practitioner because he has been in tax practice for years. And Mr. Adeyemi Kende will be taking us on withholding tax application and management. Okay, welcome, Mr. Kende. The floor is yours now.
Okay, thank you, sir. I actually, before I go into my slide, I think I share a wrong bomb, but I will go with this one. But do I have your permission to touch for 1 minute to touch about something on VAT before I go into this? So, for the benefit of your student. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm board, my professional colleague. My name is Kendi Adeyemi. I'm a chartered accountant, as he has said. Before I go into my material, I just want to say one or two things about what Mr. Obina has mentioned, which is very, very important. So, Mr. Obina, I will be asking you that is for the purpose and benefit of our colleague out there. So, you should be planning a deep training on tax implication for NRC. It's a very deep one. So, I think it's something you should plan again. Just put it in your plan. That's one because tax implication of non-resident is something that can take days that we need to just touch about. So secondly, you talk about immovable properties. Of course, you have mentioned them, not only building, telecommunication mast is there, even some equipment, giant equipment are also there. You should always take note of that, sir. So, and Mr. Obina also mentioned LRP for non-filing. I must mention that it is very clear now that late return penalty for non-filing of VAT is actually, it has now been clear on cumulative method. Before now,